From the NAFB convention, I'm Bryan Winnikins, and our broadcast from convention being brought to you in part by Annabis Silo of Durant, the Animal Wellness Center of Buffalo Valley, and Growth Energy. Joining us, Bryan Doherty from Stewart Peterson in West Bend, talking a little bit about the markets. And Bryan, the last time we talked, at least on our YouTube video, we were talking, we were at World Dairy Expo. We had government shutdown. We had no information. Everybody was flying blind. We've kind of gotten through that, but now all of a sudden we have information all over the place.
Yeah, it's funny how be careful what you wish for, right? Everybody wanted information and data, and then you get it, and now what do you do with it? Well, the markets will decipher that, and most of the government shutdown information that was missing is in the market now. It's behind us, and so we're going to encourage producers to keep looking ahead. Information's nice, but to some degree it's only as good as you use it. And so what we see right now, especially in the dairy side of things, we see some some divergence between milk and feed prices, and typically that trend doesn't last too long. So we want to encourage producers to really, think long and hard about where they want to be in 2014 and how they can manage it.
Now, what about the livestock markets? They've started to get really volatile all of a sudden. Is that a warning sign for producers?
I would take it as such. After a strong extended rally and recovery, live cattle have had great opportunities for hedging and or shifting risk through at least the first quarter, if not the second quarter of next year. When you have an uptrend like we had, and then all of a sudden you get some signals like a bearish key reversal. Now that's a chart signal where in a day the trading range is larger than the previous day, but you finish lower. And at the top of a market, that's a very concerning signal. We've seen two of those in the live cattle futures contracts, and volatility's picked up. So it tells me there's uncertainty. Producers need to really be thinking longer term about the what ifs. And the what if here is we've had a good rally in the market. Let's reward it. Let's protect it. Let's defend it.
Meanwhile, in the grain markets as well, all of these reports are coming out now, from crop production to supply demand to harvest to export. Can we have information overload for the grain markets or not?
Well, you can. I mean, the basic, is we got a big crop and we got low prices is what it is. The key, though, when you have low prices is start to look for some signal that maybe the end is near. And you look at the corn market, export sales over 800 million bushels to date. That's more than all of last year in the first 2 months of this year. So low prices are curing low prices. So that's where the USDA data is really useful to give us sort of a feel and a trend for what's transpiring and in what direction we're heading. So we see that in beans. We see excellent export numbers in in beans. We see in corn some good numbers there too. When I look at the big picture, I look at corn, I look at beans, I look at wheat. Exports are up on all. The trend of the U.S. dollar has been down this year. That's been helpful. And so despite having big crops, you're seeing the wheels of change occur. It's just it doesn't show up immediately in price.
Again, some great information, and if folks have more information, just contact Stewart Peterson in West Bend. Bryan, again, as always, we appreciate you joining us.
My pleasure, Bryan. Thank you.
Bryan Doherty with Stewart Peterson from the NAFB convention. I'm Bryan Winnikins.